You're right, guys, I'm Matthew and welcome to the second episode of my beta series on Football Manager 2020 with Chelsea. In this episode we'll be going through August of 2019. As I said in the last episode, this is going to be a one series save and I am a bit behind in recording and editing these videos. So let's get into this month. So first of all, throughout this series, once again, I let in some of our players play in the matches for the under 23s or under 18s, just so they can get some match fitness. And Manchester City beat Liverpool 4-2 to win the Community Shield. We then have the first game kicking off in the Premier League. Tottenham beat Brighton 4-0. And we go into our first Premier League game of the season against Leicester away from home, with what eventually will become our standard starting 11 in this save. Some very good players on the Leicester side, likes of Kasper Schmeichel in goal, should be quite difficult to get past. Jamie Vardy up front is a very, very consistent striker, on for 20 goals this season like he has done in the past. And first thing, I'm going to jump all the way to the 81st minute here, where I bring on Olivier Giroud, and I have gone ultra attacking with this. I set all my players, apart from the two centre backs and the goalkeeper, to attacking. I've gone very attacking because up until this point in the game, we never really looked like we were going to break through. Because Leicester's defence were playing extremely solidly, but the other way around, they didn't really look like they were going to break through at us either. It just seemed like it were going to end up being a ball draw. So this could quite possibly be the best decision I made all game. So now we've got Cesar Azpilicueta coming up the right hand side, Christian Pulisic back to Dave at right back, crosses it in, and Tammy Abraham playing on the left wing now. Marcos Alonso slips it through to Giroud, who puts us 1-0 up, only a few minutes after he's come onto the pitch to get his first goal of the season. And we can see it from the other angle here. Giroud had an initial shot before Schmeichel made a save, and of course comes off of Giroud's head as he scores the majority of his goals. And just a few minutes later than that, we've got Pulisic running up the right wing here, and it goes out for a corner due to the Leicester defender. And now we've got Kovacic whipping the ball in, and Giroud can score once again to put it 2-0 as we go into stoppage time here. Perfectly whipped in corner, and Giroud just easily outmuscles the defender and eventually gets man of the match in our 2-0 victory against Leicester. And to be fair, he's got some quite good stats on this game. There's some results from the other games of the Premier League in the opening weekend. We are 4th in the league after Sunday's games, and after Monday's games we're still 4th. Man City at the top, Tottenham, Southampton both ahead of us. So now we're going to a game against Liverpool here for the UEFA Super Cup. Now this is going to be a highlighted game this episode, so I'm going to run through all of the highlights in this game, the decisions I made throughout the game, and oh, you're in for a treat with this game, because this game was insane. So, starting in the first minute, we get a corner here, and unfortunately, our shot goes wide. So now we've got Marcos Alonso to Fikayo Tomori, but Liverpool win it back, and Firmino is through, but Kepa makes a very, very important save to stop us going 1-0 down in the first 5 minutes. But they do get a corner with Adam Lallana here, and Kepa manages to save us again there. So now Liverpool throw in Fabinho to Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right wing, and Kepa makes he makes a very, very important save once again. He was very good in this game. And the corner's whipped in. Van Dijk runs it down, but Christensen comes away with it. And now we jump forward again. Marcus Alonso to Mason Mount. Back to Alonso. Mount now hits it across to the other side of the pitch with Christian Pulisic, who hits it back to Tomori and Christensen, the centre backs. Marcus Alonso running up the left hand side, tries to whip the cross in, and Pulisic gets to that one and puts us 1-0 up inside 20 minutes. So he decided to praise the players, because at this stage we did seem like we were getting into the game, and the stats seem to be getting a little bit better, if I remember correctly, and Pulisic there putting us 1-0 up. So now we've got dispossession of Marcus Alonso by Jordan Henderson, who can start running forward, and he goes on a really long run here. Back to Alexander-Arnold, who hits it into the box, but Marcus Alonso comes away with it, hits it forward to Christian Pulisic now. Pulisic running up the right wing, Cesar Azpilicueta. Back to Kovacic in midfield, and Pulisic comes away with it. Now Kovacic. Kovacic gives it away to Adam Lallana, who can in turn hit it across to Andy Robertson, who's playing at left back for them today. But when Wijnaldum is then dispossessed by Mason Mount and Pulisic running for Pedro running forward and scoring that goal from the edge of the box. Pedro was quickly becoming one of my best players of this season. In this game, it's really, really exciting to watch Pedro play, because any time he's got the ball, you can feel that a goal could be just around the corner, whether he's assisting or scoring the goal himself. But now Liverpool on the attack, and Virgil van Dijk will run it down here, and he will hit a long ball over the top to Adam Lallana, who passes it to Trent, and he sticks it on Roberto Firmino's head. And our defence were poor there. There was no one really properly marking him. And unfortunately Kepa couldn't make the save this time. But at this stage, Liverpool definitely deserved that goal. We hadn't been the best defensively. Offensively we'd been quite good. But Adrian now, hitting it out. Henderson to Firmino. Sadio Mane. Cross to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Shot blocked. And now we've got Andy Robertson, back to Mane, and now Pedro picks up the ball to Marcus Alonso, back to Christensen. Christensen to Azpilicueta at right back, and he attempts to lump it across to Pedro, but Trent Alexander-Arnold picks it back up, and he hits a long ball to Sadio Mane here, and Kepa makes another very important save. Azpilicueta with the free kick, Tammy Abraham's through, and Adrian makes his first decent save of the game, and it goes out for a corner now. And we've got Mason Mount on the corner, hits it in, but Liverpool will come away with it, and Wijnaldum will start the attack here. But now we go to a highlight where a yellow card has just been picked up by one of their players, and we got nothing from the free kick. So now Fabinho with the ball. Marcus Alonso dispossesses him. Kante gets it now. And we've got Christian Pulisic. Kovacic now hits it forward to Azpilicueta, who's doing well at overlapping on that right wing there. And he gets it back to Kovacic. Kovacic hits it over to the other side, and Alonso's shot is saved by Adrian. And it goes out for another corner for us. And we whip it in, but Firmino now comes away with it and starts running up the pitch. And Marcus Alonso was poor in the tackle there. And Alonso gets the yellow card, very deservedly. And now we go into the second half. Virgil van Dijk to Andy Robertson now. Hits it towards the middle, but Mount comes away with it. Got Alonso, but that comes to nothing. We've got a throw in here. Trent Alexander-Arnold to Fabinho. And Pedro will come away with the ball here. And he'll keep it despite being under pressure from Adam Lallana. But Mane makes the interception to Firmino now. Fabinho out wide to Andy Robertson. Into Mane. And Mane will hit it towards the centre of the box, but it gets hit away. Robertson picks it up again now. Back to Wijnaldum. Trent Alexander-Arnold just inside the box, and he manages to slip it into the back of the net. Defense seemed reasonably solid there, but to be fair, we just seemed a little bit unlucky there, I'd say, with Trent's first time hit, and Kepa couldn't really do anything about it. But then it's 2-2 from that point. And we got a highlight straight off from kick-off again, and Liverpool picked the ball back up here. Lallana comes away with it, but Alonso dispossesses it here, and Mount ends up getting the ball. Pedro runs forward and attempts to get into the box, but unfortunately cannot. But Christensen picks it up now, as Pilqueta heads it to Pulisic, and Pulisic's strike was almost very good there. So now we've got Marcos Alonso, Kante to Cesar Pilqueta here, to Pulisic, and Pulisic will hit it across the other side, Marcos Alonso. Pedro now, Mason Mount. Alonso over to Pulisic on the right hand side of the pitch, who whips it into the box, and Tammy Abraham's header is just off target. So we've got Adrian taking the goal kick, and Christensen will win the header, and it'll eventually fall for Kovacic, as Pilqueta now. Back to Kovacic. Tomori. Out to the left hand side with Marcos Alonso, and Pedro's running through well here. He hits it back out to Alonso, who can whip it into the box, and once again Abraham's header not clinical enough. But we got a throw in here, and we've got Pulisic with the ball. Kovacic to Marcos Alonso on the other side of the pitch, but he's dispossessed by Sadio Mane, who's much quicker than Andreas Christensen, who can easily pass it into the range of Roberto Firmino, who surprisingly didn't finish that off because Kepa was stranded. But now we bring on Jorginho for Kovacic, who had been our worst performer in the game so far. We got a corner now. Azpilicueta to Jorginho, who hits it into the middle, and Tammy Abraham on his head. Jorginho making an immediate impact to the game, getting the assist here. But Tammy Abraham with his first goal of the season within this game, and hopefully he does continue scoring. He's currently second top goal scorer in the league, I think, just behind Jamie Vardy. But he's having a very good season in real life. Hopefully he'll have a very good season within the game for us. So Adrian takes the goal kick here. Alonso picks it up in the back line, but Wijnaldum comes away with the ball here to Mane. Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right wing. Mane inside the box, but it goes out for a goal kick because he hits the outside of the post. And Origi's come on for Liverpool now, and he passes to Wijnaldum, back to Origi, playing between the two of them. Robertson picks it up. Wijnaldum to Origi again. Origi in the middle to Xherdan Shaqiri, who's also come on, and he wins the corner. Shaqiri is going to take the corner now, and Mane will get at the edge of the box. Shaqiri again, but Shaqiri was offside and it was ruled out. So now we have our second substitution of the game, and we're gonna put a bit more of an attacking player on here. We're gonna bring Ross Barkley on, play with attacking mid, and move Mason Mount back into midfield. And now here we've got Van Dijk with the ball to Robertson on the left hand side, into Shaqiri. Back to Robertson now, looking for the cross. Wijnaldum picks it up, but Shaqiri's shot is blocked and it goes out for a corner. And this corner is now taken by Shaqiri, and it's headed away, but Henderson will pick it up now and hit it back into the box, and Origi's shot goes wide. Robertson with the throw-in now to Wijnaldum into the box. Mount heads it away. Ross Barkley picks it up and starts moving forward. Tammy Abraham gets it out to Marcos Alonso at left back, and across to the other side we Cesar Azpilicueta. Pulisic's shot blocked and goes out for a corner as Matip comes on for Joe Gomez. And we've got a bit of advice here saying Marcos Alonso needs to come off because he's feeling a bit tired. So we do. He's also had a yellow card, so in case he does make another bad tackle. And Azpilicueta to take the throw in. Jorginho now. Azpilicueta to Mason Mount in midfield. Emerson running up on the left-hand side makes a shot for Adrian to save to go out for a corner, but nothing comes of that one. But just a few minutes after he comes on the pitch, Emerson picks up a knock, and then, even worse, Christian Pulisic, even though we've made all our substitutions now, gets an injury, and this is where it's a bit bad, because I'm going to have to play the rest of this game with 10 men, one of them men having an injury. So I am now going to go on very defensive, try and park the bus a bit. That Liverpool, it just opens Liverpool up to give us immense pressure here. And it starts by that shot there. So Kepa sends the goal kick to only as far as Liverpool's Divock Origi. When Yaldum pass hits one of our players, and Origi will shoot it out, but Christensen picking it up in defence here, and Pedro running forward, but Trent Alexander-Arnold dispossesses him, and Henderson can hit it forward, but now Matip going to have to run back for it as we've managed to clear it away. Now Trent Alexander-Arnold running up the right hand side of the pitch for Liverpool here, and Origi will head it back to Robertson, who'll hit it into the middle, and it will go out for a corner now. Only a few minutes of stoppage time left. I told him to show some passion, but just as I did that, the corner was whipped in. Wijnaldum just passes it down to Roberto Firmino, and it's 3-3. So this game does look as if it is going to go to extra time here. So now Tammy Abraham, Kepa, and Kepa up to Pedro here, and Emerson still got his injury here. Christensen back to Emerson, over to Ross Barkley. I put it back onto attacking there because, well, we don't need to be very defensive anymore, because it's unlikely that we're going to concede another one in the remaining couple of minutes. But yeah, it was an unfortunate situation that we had Pulisic injured, so we had to play with 10 men for a few minutes, and we'd have probably won the game there and then if we hadn't got that injury. And now that means if it does go to extra time, we will have to use Emerson, because the substitution we'll make will be a player to get 10 men back onto the pitch. So Mane now running forward in the 7th minute of extra time, but Azpilicueta comes away with it, and it goes to extra time now. So here, I mean, I have to leave Emerson on the pitch, unfortunately. It might risk him getting a bit more of an injury, but ideally not. But now I bring on Olivier Giroud. Bring on Giroud because of what he did in the last game against Leicester. He came on, he was an instant impact in that target man role, and he seemed as if he was going to be one of our most influential players coming off of the bench this season, the super sub of our team. But I moved Giroud to striker and Tammy Abraham out to the wing, and moved the attacking midfield around a little bit. Moved Ross Barkley back into the central position. Pedro playing on the left, even though he's not a left winger by trade, he's more of a right winger. He does seem to play this inside forward role a bit better than anyone else can at this moment. Hudson-Odoi, I think, at this stage was still injured, so he couldn't come in for that position yet, meaning our backup was either Ross Barkley or Willian on the bench. But now we go into extra time, and Liverpool have the ball here. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Matip hits it forward to Divock Origi, who's through, and Firmino's shot. Kepa makes the save. We now have have a corner with Mason Mount, hits it in, and it's cleared a short way, but only as far as Christensen. But now it's cleared properly, and Liverpool are on the attack. Divock Origi to Robertson. Van Dijk hits it over the top with Firmino through here, and Kepa makes another extremely vital save for us. And now Shaqiri with the corner. It's headed away, but only as far as Origi, and Shaqiri now is offside. So now we've got James Milner in their midfield. Alexander-Arnold into the box, but Kepa manages to get that one easily. And we see the new feature there with the centre-backs going into the box. Under new European rules, you can do that. But Trent dispossesses us here, and will move forward with the ball to Henderson. And Azpilicueta will pick it up on the other side, but it's poor from us there, and Origi's through, and it goes out for a goal kick. And now Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right-hand side, but the cross is easily caught by Kepa. Kepa hits it forward to Tammy Abraham, who's now played on the right wing, to Pedro on the other wing here, into the centre of the box with Ross Barkley, and he scores his first goal of the season. And once again, Pedro extremely influential in that move. Pedro seems to be doing everything right for us at this moment. To me, him and Kepa seem like our best players, and Barkley manages to finish the job off to put us back ahead once again in this match. So now, Liverpool here. They have Andy Robertson hits it over the top, but Shaqiri gets on the end of it and brings it back to 4-4. Within that, I was attempting to go back onto the very defensive again, but as far as it goes, it wasn't very successful, as I didn't even manage to make the instruction before they scored again. So now, Matip to Robertson, into Wijnaldum, who hits it over the top for Firmino to run onto. They seem very dangerous with the balls over the top here, but that leads to nothing. They've got a corner now, but it'll be cleared away, but only as far as Henderson. And Kepa seems to be making all of the perfect saves in this match. If we didn't have him between the sticks, we'd be probably about 8-4 down at this point. But now we're coming forward here as Azpilicueta. It hits it into the box and it goes out for a goal kick. But we've got a throw in with Emerson. And Mason Mount comes away with it. Emerson into the box. It'll be headed away, but only as far as Tammy Abraham, who has Dave on the side of the box, and he just lays it off for Jorginho to have a great strike from the edge of the box to put us 5-4 up with less than 10 minutes to go here. Jorginho's been extremely good since he came off the bench at around the 60-minute mark, with a goal and assist to his name. Azpilicueta at right back's been very, very good up that side. And now we've got Liverpool moving forward. Robertson and Kepa manages to take the ball. Robertson hits it forward to Wijnaldum now. Origi on the left wing has looked quite dangerous since he came on. And Robertson now, I think, attempted to make a long shot there, and it just went out for our goal kick. Christensen has the ball here, but he gives it to Origi, and Firmino again is through. And Kepa is becoming a legend already. He's made so many important saves in this game. It's ridiculous. And now we're going into the final minute. Kepa, we're on very defensive here. Kepa has a goal kick to do here. He passes it out to Emerson, and it'll go out for a Liverpool throw-in. And at this point, it seems as if our fate is sealed. Trent Alexander-Arnold now to Origi, and Kepa easily makes the save from Origi's header, and that is it. It's all over. We are the champions of the UEFA Super Cup. 5-4 after extra time. A very attritional game there, but we come out victorious. And here we've got some Champions League qualifying matches. Feel free, and Carabao Cup, feel free at any point to pause if you want to see them. So there it is. Kepa, man of the match, made some wondrous saves. He was extremely important within that game. But Pulisic's injury, 3 to 6 weeks. We saved to the physio, so it'll go to 3 to 4. Forest getting through Carabao Cup against Macclesfield, and we send Carlos Ziga out on loan to Leyton Orient here, and Billy Gilmore got a new 12,000 a week contract. Mark Guay went on loan to Oldham, and now we've got the game against Bournemouth in the league. So we start off with the first goal of the match, and Kepa to Christensen here. Marcus Alonso running forward, and he will be forced to hit into the middle with Mount, but Bournemouth seem to deal well with it for a moment there, but Kovacic gets it back to Alonso. Kovacic now hits it across the box, and here we go. Paul Tierney has stopped it for a penalty on our former player Nathan Ake, bringing down our man. And Mason Mount shoots. Oh, the save has been made by the Bournemouth keeper. But now we've got a corner here, and we've got Willian now coming up the pitch in a counter-attack from the corner. And I believe that is Harry Wilson giving us a second penalty. Mount to attempt to get justice from the one he missed earlier. Can they save it again? But no, we go 1-0 up this time, as we should have done the first time, but luckily Mount scores this one, and it's good for him to get off the mark for the season. Hopefully he'll be having a couple more good performances. Now we've got our second here, Willian. Hits it into the box, and Kovacic will just pass it into Zuma, I believe, and Zuma. It's a bit scrambly, but Zuma eventually manages to hit it into the back of the net, and we've got some more matches here, and at this point we go top of the league. And Zuma got man of the match in that one. Arsenal only draw with Watford here. Everton beating Burnley away from home. And we've got Tariq Lamptey set to go on loan to Cheltenham after signing a new contract here. And we've got some more Champions League fixtures. And there's Ajax only drawing with young boys away from home, as John McEachran goes out on loan to Rotherham. But now we go into the match against Villa, another home game for us in the Prem. Shouldn't be too difficult, this one. And in only a few minutes into the game, we've got Kante moving forward. It's hit away, but Willian will run it down. Back to Tomori. Kovacic, Christensen now. To Marcus Alonso at left back. Kante again, and that's a wondrous strike from outside the edge of the box. And Kante is already on a roll here, and he is our best player in real life, and he is our best player in this game. It's very, very realistic, this game, in how the players perform for the most part. I'd thoroughly recommend it for anyone who hasn't played. But we've got Villa running up the pitch here with Jack Grealish. Hits it back to target here. But Tomori gets his head to it, but they pick it back up with Grealish here. Marcus Alonso heads it away, but El Ghazi picks it up. John McGinn. And they're passing backwards now. Tyrone Mings to target again. But Mings hits it forward, but Azpilicueta can run this one down. And he will start moving forward again. Mason Mount to Kante. out to Pedro on the left hand side, and he just lays it for Marcos Alonso, who can hit it towards the middle, and once again from the same place Kante produces an almost identical shot to the previous to put us 2-0 up, and at this stage of the game he's on for a hat-trick. It's not even 10 minutes in and N'Golo Kante has already scored 2 goals. He is a wonderful, wonderful player. And now we've got a free kick, which eventually will fall for Mateo Kovacic to get into the back of the net. Tomori getting the assist in that one. But our free kicks have seemed a little bit scrappy, but we do manage to get the most out of them in the end. And we've got a corner here, later on into the game now. But Wesley is going to give us a penalty here, and Kante is going to take it to get his third of the game. He's going to take home the match ball in this one, and what a great start of the season he is having here. Firstly winning a trophy, and then going on to produce this hat-trick. But Villa here coming at us with a free kick. Mings to Douglas Luiz, out to the right hand side, and Wesley's in the middle and manages to poke it through past Kepa to make it 4-1. To be fair, there was very good build-up play from Villa from that free kick they had there. Grealish getting it into the middle for Wesley to take the shot to poke it past Kepa. Kepa couldn't really do anything. But with that result, we will stay top of the league. Liverpool go away to Arsenal and win there. And of course, Kante got man of the match in that match for us. And Fikayo Tomori got a new contract here. 52k a week is what he is on. And we see Newcastle going away to Southampton is a bit of a surprising one. Man United beating Wolves, but we stay top. Ajax eventually proceed through the qualifying rounds of the Champions League and the Carabao Cup, with some Premier League teams now introduced. And we've got more Champions League qualification, Celtic through, and more Carabao Cup. Everton go through in theirs, and we draw Rotherham in the next in our first round of the Carabao Cup, and we get our Champions League group of Shakhtar, Red Bull Salzburg, and Genk, which should be a reasonably easy group. So we now go into a match against Burnley here on the final day of this month, I believe, and it starts off here with Kepa in goal. And Kepa is going to send everyone up the pitch, just roll it out to Christensen. Tomori now hits it over the top for Tammy Abraham to run on, and he doesn't miss those. Unlike Roberto Firmino in the Liverpool match, where Kepa seemed to save every single one of them. Tomori's long ball over to Abraham, and Abraham has the pace to run past the Burnley defenders and fire it into the left-hand corner here. And that is how the game finished. Tammy Abraham, man of the match, in a 1-0 victory here. And more Premier League action. Tottenham have won against Sheffield United. But now that will be the end of this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And the next episode should be coming out soon, where we'll play through the month of September. But now, Kante, our top scorer, Marcos Alonso, our top assist maker. But I hope you all enjoyed, and cheers for watching. Goodbye.